Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Outdoor Addicts podcast. Now here's your hosts, JC Hall and Blake Davenport. I'll be back.
There we go. Episode 1 of Outdoor Addicts podcast. Dude, this sucked.
I can see you and hear you and everything.
Yeah, we just spent 30 freaking minutes trying to get the damn thing to work. So,
But it works
I
out.
can't even. I don't know why all these podcast people wear stuff through their. Listen to these headphones because I can't hear a damn thing through these.
Well, I built me a set today just so I can hear you good. So
Let me see it. Let me see it.
I'm ready.
Every single reason I love you is right there.
I'm like, I kind of look like Uncle Eddie from this side, but this side I look like a smart man that's covering his ears, you know?
Right. I mean, you kind of look like those feather faggots you kind of spending time with up there, but I mean, that was what it. We'll get
It's
into
been
that.
fun, man. It's been
We'll get
fun.
into that a little later, dude. I
This
mean,
thing's
what
been
the
going
hell?
everywhere. I seen one today didn't even have any wings. I ain't kidding you, dude. He fell from a cloud and he was just dive bombing. We shot at him. I don't know if we killed him or not, but he hit the water real hard. Like he fell from a cloud. And then, I mean, he had wings on him, but all of a sudden it didn't work, son. Because he
Dude,
didn't
what
flap
happened
them
to
things
you?
one time.
What happened to you? Because obviously everybody who wanted us to do this podcast shit is because of our deer knowledge, right? I've worked my entire
Well, yeah, but
47 years of my life in the hunting industry. You're a little younger. You've worked. I mean, everything is deer, 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 deer.
well,
We
deer,
kill
deer,
some. We
deer
kill some
is
turkeys.
deer.
You know what I mean? And listen,
But then,
I love hunting, right? So I love shooting everything.
yeah,
But
that's
you have
me.
got, dude. You have got full Shitka gear wearing feather faggot in the last like week to a point
No,
where I don't even know who I'm looking at
I
anymore.
opened my waterfowl box.
Jesus Christ, man.
No, I've always done ducks after deer. Deer's over, so then you start ducking.
Right, but you jumped into shitter, dude.
Hey, you go from one extreme to the other. I mean, that's just what it is.
I hear you. I hear you.
You had to
I
hop
know.
out the tree stand and get in there. See, I ain't been able to hunt since October. I got to hunt 30 minutes. So I jumped straight in there and started killing feathers as soon as I could. My buddies invited me to come up
I
and
hear you.
hunt. I come up and
I hear
hunted.
you. I honestly it's probably a little bit of jealousy. I mean, I haven't been able to duck hunt. You know,
Well, we're going
they were
to.
supposed to come down here, but they never showed up.
Well, we're going to when I get back. After we're going to go, and we're going to kill him.
I'm ready, dude. I'm probably gonna go tomorrow without any of y'all,
Bo, you ain't doing it till I'm
and
back, son.
and bust they ass.
You ain't doing it till I come back. We're gonna knock them out.
So the whole concept of this whole thing, right, is
One more thing before we can go anywhere. Here's what's dumb.
before we get serious.
So you know, there's this little limit deal, and most of the days, man, you work so hard to get that limit. But then there's those days, there's a hundred, or there's 60 days in a season. That's about right. About 55 of them, you get plumb whooped. You're getting close, but then, there's extras every day. I feel like them extras should roll over into a total. I think you should get a total number of ducks. Because on them days you sit there and you could kill 100, you ought to be able to kill 100. Not six. And then I can walk out there, birds hit me on top of the head, flying, hit me in the ear.
And the next day you ain't killed a damn thing.
Right. And then you
So
don't kill.
you're saying that should roll over to be able to kill
It
more
should
than the
be,
next day
give
of the
me a
previous.
total number. So whatever 60 times 6 is, give me that. That's how many birds I can shoot this season.
I don't disagree because I mean,
Because some days,
been on hunts where you could
I don't know.
absolutely light their ass up, and other days where you sit out there and it's crickets and you freeze your ass off all day and nothing happens.
Or everything can freeze and it turned 70 degrees and no wind like yesterday, and it was still locked up because it locked up before, and it it was tough everywhere. They didn't feed, they didn't do anything. They was literally just standing on ice everywhere trying to melt it,
It's weird, dude, and that's been Kansas
like little worker ducks.
like the last 4 years. That's been Kansas, right? Like
Yeah,
it just all of a sudden gets cold as shit,
and then it
and
gets hot.
then 3 days later it's hot as shit, and then three
But
days later it's cold as shit, and then 3 days later it's hot as shit.
I
Like
love
nobody
a
knows.
good
They're
Kansas.
like, dude, the Ducks are like, fuck it, we're going to Louisiana.
I love a good Kansas hot front in November though.
Oh yeah, there ain't
Give me
nothing
some
like.
cold weather. Give me that first hot, son.
I believe you killed your biggest deer of your life on a Kansas hot front.
I did. I
this
did.
year.
I
That
did
was,
for sure. But we
that was
got the
awesome.
first. It rained every day. Then all of a sudden, it's going to warm up 50 degrees and give me some bluebird skies with the wrong wind, but the right thermals, and you go in there and you shoot him. I don't know
It's
how it was going that way. It was so confusing. I was like, I can't even go in here and hunt. And I blew my old wind puffer, and it was going. I was like, oh, it's going the wrong way. But let me try this again. Did it again. I was like, I called JC. I'm going in. He said,
it,
you kept the wrong wind. I said, it's
yeah.
wrong, boy. It's
You
right.
you said it's wrong, but it's right, dude. That's it, dude. A thermal pole on a Kansas hot front, which sounds retarded, is the greatest thing a Kansas deer hunter could ever look for. So if any, they're like, we gotta hunt these October cold fronts. It's like, nah, the hell you do. You gotta hunt the
Yeah,
hot front with a
you don't
thermal
want
pole
80,
after the cold front.
you don't want 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80. But if you get a 40, 40, 40, hunt the first one, hunt the day before it, hunt that one, and then I want to hunt the first warmer.
Right.
The first
I don't
warming's,
know. Well,
it's
I
like,
don't know what it is. It's freaking crazy, dude.
I
We
know, it's
tried to
weird.
figure it out all year, but everything
I don't
we
know
kind of
what
made
it
fun of
is.
it, and then we're like looking at the cameras, going, they freaking light up when
Yeah,
it
like,
warms back up. So I don't.
the week before rifle, it was very mild weather and nice, and we could have went in and killed what 8 or 10 booners with a baseball bat at my spots.
Oh yeah, it was, dude. It was stupid.
And then the week of rifle, then we start shooting deer. I don't even know. It's
Well,
like
it took a while, dude. It eased in. It was slow, kind of slow. We killed
yeah,
deer, but I mean, it was slow to start out.
it was slow. But then I mean,
But we had a
everybody
full,
killed.
but we had a full super beaver, fucking
That's the biggest moon I've ever
mega
seen.
moon or something. I don't know what the hell they called it, but I mean, it
Once every
was
7,422 years,
right.
we're
But we
gonna
have
have
one
this
every, but
moon.
we have one like every 3 months, but it's once every 7,000 years.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
No.
Dude, this thing, but it did. I could actually. It's the first time I've ever touched the moon, but I did. I reached up there and I could feel it. So I don't
That's
know.
funny.
It was really bright though. But
Shit, man. This
as
is
the biologists say, moon has no effect on deer movement.
how the hell it doesn't.
I mean, as a deer
Dude,
hunter,
I know
a
I
lot
can't
of
I know
woods, I'm like,
15
it kind of looks.
biologists, you know what I mean, that I've known my half my life that I respect, and dude, they have a ton of knowledge. But on things like that, come
I
on,
just,
man. Yes, it
man, I
does.
just can't.
You
I
know,
don't know. I mean, obviously they study these things, but I swear it has an effect.
it does. And the whole damn background of why we know these things, like freaking dude, me and Blake worked for an outfitter, and it didn't go well. Love the guy to death. I'm not going to mention his name. Maybe he'll be on here one day. That would be interesting.
Maybe
I mean, I'd be all about it, man. I have no hard feelings. It is what it is. I just, it wasn't what we were trying to do for managing a whitetail herd. We'll leave it at that. But and we had talked. I managed the one, the place in Kansas, and then the next year Blake came in, managed it. We helped each other out. He helped me out. When I did it, I helped him out when he did it, and we both said, "Man, this is not really what we're trying to do." And this year, Blake freaking went balls to the wall and freaking feet in and started Outdoor Addicts outfitting business. And that's where the Outdoor Addicts podcast came from, because everybody said we need to do a podcast because we're hilarious together. I don't think I'm fucking funny at all.
I'm not.
I'm kind of an asshole.
Well, it's funny because a 5'3" dude comes up to you being a dick, and
Right.
it's pretty funny.
It is.
Pennsylvania.
But I feel
No, we're clowns, man. But
I
we're serious
I
about our hunting. We're
yeah.
serious about a lot of things. But we can have fun in camp. But we can also hunt big deer and the right deer. There's
And that's
just a
why you
big
did it.
difference in it.
That's why you did it. And that was the whole concept of doing it. You know what I mean? But the fact that you did all that work and that legwork to start it and to have the year that you had is fucking amazing. And I am so happy for you. Like, I
I
helped like
appreciate it,
that
man.
freaking much. and but you did it, dude. And it's awesome, and it's gonna grow substantially year after year from here. I believe.
It,
I mean,
I
it
appreciate it,
just
man.
is
I
what
worked
it
real
is.
hard on it. I just kind of put, what's cool about all this is, if you're going to run, I firmly believe, like, I'm never going to put a hunter in a stand that I wouldn't go hunt myself, you know, and I, I just, man, I couldn't sleep at night. I was like, I got to do it, so I did it. And I had my biggest problem this year was not having enough butts in seats because, we're hunting these 3, 4 deer, at a time, and I'd have 12 other daylight giants that show up this day. And then you're trying to, and, jumping around is a bad thing. But when you have as many options, I had 140 stands and I ran 22
A
hunters
lot.
total for the season.
22.
I had
Y'all hear
40.
that? 22 hunters. That's what Blake ran this year. I yelled at him, and we went back and forth all year because he was so. I don't want to call you anal, dude.
Well,
The
I mean,
word to say.
I'm anal about
But
my
yeah,
deer.
but you were so cautious on not over hunting because what we have done in the past for somebody, I mean, over hunted the shit out of stuff, right? And that's, dude, that's his business. That's fucking fine, man. Like it is. That's just not what we wanted to do.
It's just not my
And
cup of tea.
but you could have hunted this year 3 times the amount of hunters that you had and not over
Probably,
hunted shit.
probably still had the same success rate, which is about
Yeah,
90 something percent,
it was freaking. But
and
your
well
opportunity
over
rate was 100%, dude.
over
Everybody had
100%.
opportunities. Pretty much everybody had opportunities at a Boone and Crockett whitetail, which is it's freaking insane, and it sounds ridiculous to even say, and people probably think we're full of shit, but whatever. I mean, come out here and find out.
Yeah, I mean
We're there, you know.
we had a blast, and nobody. I mean, 100% rebook, and everybody wants to bring a friend, but issue with that is,
No, they're bringing friends, Blake, because we God damn it. You gotta Blake. Here's the deal,
but the
Blake.
thing is,
Blake. No,
I'm
no, no.
picking
Let me
up.
let me
I'll
say this,
never
Blake.
lose ground.
Blake was all fine with it, and then he got married, and then he had his first little baby boy Archer this year.
Yeah, I did.
And I keep telling him, dude, you got to take care of your family. It's still a business. You got to make money, and if you triple the amount of hunters you have, you're gonna make money. You're not over hunting anything because you have an insane amount of freaking land, and everybody's still gonna be just as happy as they've been. So.
Yeah. And another thing was like the stress factor, and like I'm so picky about who I allow to come hunt with me too. You know how that is. Like you don't want
Yeah.
a camp
Yeah.
counter. You have people, they hunt one day and it's like, man, I didn't see I didn't kill a deer today. Why? Well, because it's hunting, I guess. I don't know.
Oh
These
no.
deer, they don't
Yeah.
get big and old tough because they're dumb.
All right. Well,
You know?
let me text the fucking my group text of mature whitetails and ask them why they didn't walk in front of you today.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one thing I've never understood. Like, so I've hunted big deer my entire life, all over the country, and not one scenario has it been easy. Not one scenario. And that's what but that's what we go back, and that's what we love, and that's what that's the part that I love. Like, I might shoot a deer once every 3 or 4 years, you know, but I hunt a lot typically. Last year I sat in the sand 70 something days hunting a specific deer.
Dude, that's gonna bring me to my next subject, which is probably gonna come up in every single freaking one of these podcast things we do. We have an insane freaking lineup of guests. Like you don't even know half of them. I mean, world class biologists, business owners. I mean, top tier TV hosts. I mean, mainstream TV hosts, country music musicians, rock musicians. I mean, it's awesome, right? And we're gonna come across this every time. Every time we have somebody on here with us, I want to talk about fucking Facebook deer hunters.
Oh boy. We
Yeah,
don't even.
because like
Well,
you
I
said,
saw
yeah,
this one
yeah.
boy.
No, oh shit, that deer 170. What's he score? What's he? If I hear what
What's
the
he
fuck
score?
does he
What's he
score
score?
one more
What's he
time?
score? You know
I
what I
don't know.
say?
He's 8.5 years old, dude. I don't
Hey
give two
man,
shits what he
this
scores.
buck is in here now. Now look, here's my favorite. So this buck's in here. God dang, what's he score? You know what? We'll go to different spots. I mean, he's probably 180, but look at this one. Well, he ain't as big as that other. And I said, well, this one's 7.5-year-old, 150. Here's an 8.5-year-old, 135. But what have you done? So you shoot this. I'm like, but you're not shooting this one because he's 3. This deer's going to be 200 inches next year. Possibly.
Dude,
Or he could go down here or he could do
I,
whatever.
I, I
But
am
when you
dead.
have that
I am
genetic
dead
makeup
set.
and you know for a fact he's 3 years old because you study this deer, you watch his deer year after year after year, and you watch his farms.
We've been
And
doing this our whole lives, and we know what we're doing.
but
You
what do
know,
you do?
and
Who my
I swear
biggest thing has
these
ever
dudes
been
they've never even seen a deer over
what
120 inches in the
what
woods,
does he
or they might
score?
not even hunt. I don't fucking know.
What does he
You
score?
know,
All right, but that's like saying I went to the basketball court today and I shot. I made 600. You made 600 what? Baskets against who? Nobody.
right?
But who are
See,
we competing against? Like each deer is special in its own way, and when they get to that mature age, and it's more about the chase and the hunt and the experience and everything that went into it. Over, I only want to kill 200-inch deers.
right?
That's the only ones I like.
To be
Okay, but
prepared, then be prepared to do that.
be prepared to do that, and that's fine. That's 100% fine because I have those kind of deer. But those
Right.
deer are the most. I mean, I got probably what 2, 3 this year, and we hunted them pretty hard on the right winds, the right situations, and it didn't happen. All of them made it.
Dude,
They're alive right
they're
now,
not
walking,
they're not done.
but they're not. They're
They're
not.
not done.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
why these things are how they are is where they live, how they act, and that's where they get the age. And it's always a perfect scenario to have that deer. You know, it's got to be a deer that has the right attitude, not to get shot. First off, so he's going to be tough to kill, and the right genetics. Like you have the same deer that have the same right attitude that get old and make it, but don't have that. You know, what world is a 150-inch deer not a big deer?
I don't. Apparently, this one. I don't know.
Because a
I
150-inch
don't
deer
know.
or a 140-plus-inch 8 pointer, that's a Megatron
It's a
8
freaking
pointer.
giant, dude.
That's a big 8 pointer. You know, any 8 that goes over 140 is a big deer. And
I
people are like,
killed one this. I
man,
killed
he
one
ain't
this
that
year.
big. You know, I mean, I wish
Yeah,
I seen that 180, so I didn't cheat him.
I didn't
I'm
shoot
thinking
that
about it.
6.5-year-old 8 point because I didn't
That's
think he
standing
scored
there
anymore.
35 yards, you know, because he don't score 200.
Right.
Okay, if you score 200,
But who
what's the
you
difference?
like you always say, dude? Who you playing?
Yeah, who are you
Who
playing?
you playing?
And what difference does it make? Here's the biggest thing to me. Like, dude, if I shoot a 6.5-year-old 4 pointer, I'm just as excited and happy
God,
as
yes,
I would be like the deer I shot this year. Like he was
dude.
a freak.
If
He's
I
a
shoot
freak
a
deal.
if I shoot a 4.5-year-old anything, I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I
Right.
know
Right.
I haven't done my part. Like I jumped the gun and got ahead of myself, got too excited, whatever the case may be. I mean, age structure is everything, and that we've gotten away from that because of how
Social
many
media.
inches people think people shoot on social media.
I mean, there's
It's insane.
Facebook pages made now. What's he score or something like that? You
Right.
know. I mean, and
Apparently, people think
to
there's a
each their own.
200 inch deer everywhere.
No, that's not the
Behind
case.
every bush, there's a
That's
200
not the
inch deer.
case. It's not the case. And
But none of these people have ever shot anything over 130.
correct,
Legitimately.
correct. So I always hear this, but then I can put them in the stand. And the first ones that walk, you know, the first 150 no shoot 3-year-old that walks around texting me,
Torch,
is this
son.
him? Is this
Torch.
him? Is this him? I'm like, no, they ain't torching nothing. They'd be in trouble,
Oh, they
son.
do. They do, Blake. Tell me they don't. They
They
come in
do.
court and they do.
They do.
And
But then
that's,
they're in trouble.
right.
They're in trouble. Then they're on strike one.
What?
Strike
Now,
two, you're out this game.
I say, how many strikes are there?
Because there's only two. It's, you know, like you come hunt with me that you know the deal. Like I private, like it's mature deer. Now, I'm not a number guy. I'm not a fine guy. Like I'm not going to fine you for shooting a deer under this amount of inches. I'm more of a, and I'm not going to fine you for shooting a deer too young. If you know better and you blatantly do it, like if I say this deer is 3 years old, do not shoot him. You show up and you shoot him the first day, second day, third day in a scenario where he's walking by and you shoot him. Not an honest mistake. Like
Right.
you knew the deer, you shot the deer. I'm probably not ever going to have you back to home. You know,
That's how it
and
should be, man. Because you are obviously, from the amount of hunters you take, you're not in it for the money.
no, I'm not. I do it. I do.
Yeah.
I just genuinely love it. I love what I do. You know, if I can take care of home and my family, I'm good. Like extra stuff, I don't need a whole lot. You know me, I'm a pretty simple
I
person,
know.
so I
Same.
don't need just a whole lot.
But you still want them to have everything they want to have.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
know.
taking. So hey, Blake's taking more hunters next year. So y'all know. Oh shoot, man. But so from all this derived this podcast we're doing, right? Like everybody said that we should do one of these because podcasts are super popular right now, and
I
they think we're hilarious when we're together for some goddamn reason. I don't know.
don't know.
Probably because we tell people the truth, and
Truth hurts.
there's a lot of
Not
truth.
really.
There's a lot of truth. There's a lot going on in. We're probably gonna not talk about politics ever, but it's probably gonna come up with some people we have on here, and fuck it, that's fine. Um,
China,
but hunting's the same way. You know what I mean? Like people shy away from telling the truth, and
and that's a problem. It's
that's
become.
never
I
gonna
can't.
happen
I'm never going to
with
lie to
me or you.
somebody.
I mean,
Like people show up. You know, you have your vacation. You book your vacation, and I really, man, I don't run hunts during those. I stay on traditional dates. If you have a date that you like. Man, I didn't run any of the last. You know, I
hey,
won't
hey,
run a hunt.
keep talking. I gotta piss.
Okay, so I don't run a hunt. No, I can't talk to myself.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're
Okay,
fine.
so I won't run a hunt like that first, and it's because of weather. Like October is my favorite time to hunt, but traditionally the weather is still hot, mild. Deer are not. You know, there's still a lot of deer are still nocturnal at that point. So you don't bank on. Well, I'm gonna run you on this week, and we're gonna hope, and we hope, and I don't really run on hope, and I run on more statistic numbers. You know, I'm not gonna run just people just to run people and make money because I would rather run people during those dates that are, you know, traditionally better deer movement and higher success rates, basically. You know, and y- you know, there's a lot of times during the month of October where like we might get a 10-degree temperature drop on November 7th, 8th, 9th. I mean October 7th, 8th, 9th. Well, on those days, boom, bam, 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 daylight. But you never know that's coming. And traditionally, you know, everybody's got vacation. Everybody plans this stuff in advance. So I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to run hunts first week of November, second week of October, third week of October. I just don't. So I don't even start a deer hunt until around the 22nd to the 25th of October will be the first days that I'm going to hunt because statistically, during that period, we might have a 3 day. I mean, we always have something right there at the end, the latter part of October. This year it was the 19th to the 21st. Killed my deer on the 20th.
When did I kill that deer in Oklahoma?
We killed him the
18th or
20. I killed
19th
mine on
or
the 20th. You killed yours on the 21st.
21st. Yeah, yeah, it's the next day,
Is the
wasn't it?
next day. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. You killed your deer
Wow.
the 19th. I drove up to Kansas. I shot my deer on the 20th. And then I come back down to Kansas on the 20th first to film you. And we had
And
an
then we
encounter
had
with your
we had
shooter,
the big freaking yeah.
the big nine.
That's right. It was flip flopped. Yep.
Yep. We went bam, bam,
Yeah.
and then bam.
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, kind of killed it, dude. That's
But, you know, you can't bank on those days ever like it happened
yeah.
this year, but next
No.
year it's not.
Right.
But that last week of October, you know, yeah, everybody says you can say what you want. Kansas is a little later than your Iowa and Illinois and
I
for
always say 10. I
cruising.
always say 10 days.
I would
Kansas
say 10
about
days.
10 days later.
So like if you're, but me as a guy I am, I love the first week of November, the last 3 days of October, because we like hunting my deer. I take care of my deer. I manage my deer. I like hunting my deer. You know, a lot of people are like, hey, you want to be here the 15th through the 22nd. Awesome dates.
How do you know, dude?
Awesome dates. Awesome
Right.
dates because those are roaming dates. These bucks,
Right.
at some point during those days, they're breaking off those, and then they'll stand up in the state of Kansas and go 12 miles
Right. Right.
and you shoot a big deer. Luckily, I hate buck.
You're gonna see them.
Yeah, and I don't. I'm not a luck guy. I'm more of a. We're hunting these deer on strategic moves and this, that, and other. But these deer in Kansas, man, they have bigger home ranges than in most states. You know, they can't get, well, they can get everything they need in a little nook, but it's, I don't know, it's just something about these deer that some deer now, you know, and it's all, it is different deer to deer. Some deer are little tiny, you know, they live in these little holes
Right.
and they like that. But
Yeah.
you know, just
A
speaking
lot of
for
those. A lot of those
majority,
older deer are kind of
yeah,
like that. You know what I
but
mean? Like
majority of
they
these
start acting
bucks
like
in the
button.
state
They
of
start acting
Kansas
like
are,
button bucks again. You know.
they're travelers, and I really think them traveling the way they do keeps them alive longer and better. And the state of Kansas does a really good job on, you know, limiting the number of hunters and this,
Mhm.
that, and other, which is great. You know, it
Right.
is. You know, I wouldn't even be mad if it was a little stricter,
No, I wouldn't either. Well, I'm fixing my
but
setup.
it's
You're
fine.
good.
But, you know, this is one of the only states I know, like during prime seasons, you can ride around and you're not going to see another guy within. I mean,
No.
you can ride the roads and there's, you know, in a lot of other states, man, every piece of property has hunters on it. Opening day rifle, boy. I mean, just here you can ride all day.
Orange Army, son.
Yeah, you
We're
can ride
we're
all
we're
day
coming. We're
long, and you
coming
might
at
see
you.
two or three. Now, in
Yeah.
some parts, it might be a little different, but in my stuff, I mean, you just don't see hunters lined up here and there.
No,
And for the
even
most
even
part,
down
man,
here, and Blake and I are a little further. I mean, we're what 2.5 hours
yeah,
from where
two and
you
a half
hunt in
hours
Kansas,
apart.
where I live in Kansas. It's about 2.5 hours, and
I
it's the
smell
same
on my
way here.
finger, so you know, this is a new deal, so I forget to like, you got to pull it off and wash it all the time. So like during the day, you
Jesus.
get some duck blood under it today. Like today, now I can smell it. I
Don't
smell the
worry,
duck's
man.
blood.
Your second or third one, you'll get used to
Yeah, no, this is the only one I got
it.
forever.
I hear you. She's a good one to put up
She
with all that.
she dealt with me a lot. She deals with what I do perfectly, and I waited a long time for her. I do believe. I mean, I had my fun for her, but
I hear you. No, she's good. So this is it, man. This is the whole concept. We're gonna get together. We're gonna talk about freaking big deer. We're gonna talk about turkeys. We're gonna talk about feather faggot ducks. Everything that pertains to hunting and the outdoors. I
what you
mean,
said?
everything
What
that
was
we
that?
love.
What
What's
was that
that?
second thing you said? A
Oh,
turkey?
turkeys.
Turkey? I can't
Get a
wait.
little tore up about them turkeys, man. I gotta
Oh,
be
I
honest with you.
love them songs. I love him.
We got them matching turkey tattoos
I
on
got
our
turkey
arms.
boots. That's where that biggin
I'm
run
a
across me. Remember I told you that story. That biggin, I mean, I sitting there fanning him, boy, and he come in so fast I couldn't get my gun up. He run plumb across me
he's
before I
just
even know
trying to
what.
crash your arm.
Left a bruise on there. Don't even
That's
go away.
right. But everything, man. It's everything. I make fun of. I call waterfowl hunters feather faggots, and it's just, dude, it's a joke to myself. Some people who don't know
Some
how to
people
take
get
jokes
upset. We're
get
like,
pissed
hey,
off about it. I'm like, dude, I was like, call
okay,
me a
so
deer
who's
twin.
waking you
I'm
up
good
at
with
3 o'clock, cooking you breakfast, and taking you in the morning? Me.
right.
So
The
who's
feather
the?
faggots.
It'd probably
Right,
be me.
but to
I'd be
me,
the
it's
ultimate
just
one. You know, like I'm not cooking you breakfast, then I'll take you
yeah,
hunting.
yeah.
We
But
can shoot ducks in the face.
it's just like a back and forth comical thing, man, that you got to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's
I love duck hunt. I love
you
goose
got to
hunt. I
be
love
able to.
waterfowl hunt.
I'm
I
not the
love any
guy.
hunt. I don't care what it is, dude. I will freaking track an armadillo for 400 yards to smoke his ass. I don't care. I love hunting. I
Speaking
don't care
of,
what it is.
we need to find out if it's legal to hunt or trap badgers. I'm gonna
I know
Google.
this. I know this because a badger ran across the road on me like 3 years ago, and I looked it up, and you can, but You gotta have that, like a fur bearers or something.
Yeah, your fur bear and all that. I
Yeah,
figured that. And it's
I
like a
remember I looked it
tracking.
up and I was like, oh shit, I'm good. And then he was gone. I was
But I
pissed.
don't know. Can you shoot them or do you just have to trap them? I'm gonna have to get in the Kansas book.
I
'Cause boy,
believe you could shoot him, but
now
dude, I
can you
swear, I
bait?
mean,
Can you bait
one of these,
badgers? See, I got to look up all these rules on badgers. Can you bait
I got to
badgers?
see
Can
him.
you trap badgers? Can you shoot badgers? Because I got one dude. He showed up past 3 nights. I got him on camera
You should be able to beat him.
over at the Fresh House.
Yep.
3 days in
Yeah.
a row, we've had that
That's
badger,
I saw him. Yep.
and I want him. I want to mount him.
Do a shot with me, Blake.
But the only badger experience I've ever had, man, I just put a daggone. No, you zinning son of a gun. No,
Yeah,
everybody
no,
needs to know.
I zinned it up so I can still do this.
Everybody needs to know about Velo. It is superior. It is
Yep.
softer, sweeter on the
Yep.
gums,
We
tastes
may have
better,
this contest too
lasts
because
longer.
Zen's where it's at. I've been doing that shit since it come out.
I did too,
I'm gonna
but you
say
know what? It
whatever
started.
one of these motherfuckers want to give us money is the one we'll
Yeah,
put in our
there we go.
bag.
I do like Velo butter,
Cheers,
but you
dude.
know, for everybody to know, I only got water in my cup. I don't drink,
No, no, yeah, okay.
but I only drink
Yeah,
once a day.
yeah. I got cinnamon water in that bottle
Typically
too.
in the evenings, wind down, relax. Sometimes I don't get to this.
That's fine,
Dude, this
dude.
rifle season was
Dude. I
insane.
consider myself a damn
Rifle
good, God
season,
fearing American human being, and
yeah,
sometimes I
that's
want to
it.
drink a little Fireball.
That's it.
Not a problem with that.
It's not,
I don't think so.
man. I'll tell you, the first 2 days of rifle, I was freaking out, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
dude, I didn't even know you.
the day before, December
I was up
2nd,
there
we
with you, and
had
I think I remember being like, dude, you need to calm the fuck down.
December 2nd, I literally
Like
had
I
what
can't.
I have
Everybody's got to kill.
36 daylight shooters December 2nd.
It was
Opening
in-
day,
it was insane.
opening day, we shot 2 deer.
And that was the day before the full Super Beaver fucking fuck you moon or whatever it was.
Yeah,
So
but it was weird because
yeah,
after that point, and access, like, so everybody's going to say, well, it might have been your access, it might have been this, it might have been that. No, I pay, I'm a, JC's a freak about it. He gets on to me about being, you got to park here, you got to walk like this. I'm talking
yeah,
about if you go on the inside of this tree, you're in trouble. You go on the outside of this tree, in. And didn't have, dude, I had deer that I had on camera every single day since July. Like some of these deer never left me. High flyer, for example.
yeah. Shut
But
down,
these
dude.
deer,
Shut down that
I
day.
had them, and then they did their thing, and then I had more fall bucks show up. But the way I do things, man, I provide a lot of security cover, and I have farms where these deer don't want to leave. So a lot of my deer I have early don't leave me, but then I have new ones show up, and then they never leave.
We give them
Which
what they
is cool.
want, right? And and then you do the work and the scouting to know, that deer eats, shits, sleeps,
Yeah.
well, it fucks. I
Well,
mean, you know everything about him. You know what he's doing, what time of day. You know where he's bedding on north wind. You know he's bedding on south wind. You know exactly where. Oh shit! Exactly where he's at all times.
so
And
I
then
genuinely like if I put
when
somebody
you
in the
get guys
stand
on them and they
for a
don't
day, I
show up,
genuinely
you're
get.
like,
You could ask
what the
JC.
hell?
I get
You
so
know?
confused. I'm like, I put him in here and he didn't kill him today. Why? I freak out. I'm like, why? What I got to do better? I'm trying to like, but really, it's hunting, and it's like I do that with myself on everything. But I think that's what makes me good at it. Because if you give me 5 days, most people are going to kill a dog on deer.
A good deer, a
You
good
know,
deer.
but if you come to me and you're like, man, and I feel like you're not confident in the spot you're in, I'm going to move you. And I promise you, I'm going to be the first one to say, look,
Somebody else is going in there.
I'll put somebody else in there to kill that deer, or I will show you when he shows up and break your heart. Because these deer that's just part of it, man. It's time spent. But every time
Oh,
you
no,
have
dude,
the correct,
we literally live with these deer. I
and
mean,
the reason why this happens is because these deer don't screw up a whole lot for themselves. And we're hunting the things that benefit us. So wind direction, time of year, access, this, that, the other, and we're going in there on situations that are good for us, but not great for him. So a lot of the times he's not going to screw up.
Right.
But every time we
Exactly.
have that opportunity where we can be in there, we need to be there
Right.
because eventually he is going to mess up, and it might not.
Well, we
Dude,
do.
I've had deer that I know, like I get them every day on camera, bam, 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 and I ain't far from his bed. I know I've sat there, I've glassed him, I've watched him go lay down. I know his habits. A lot of deer, man, a lot of these big old deer, they're incredible. Like they are so these big giant, they're just pure goats. Son. I mean, lay there and not do
Mhm.
nothing all day.
They're awesome.
They're all that's
And
incredible.
when
These
you and
jokers.
when you and when
I've had
you
people
can
in a
kill that
stand, and I
deer.
know for a fact, less I got them in there safely with a deer bedded less than 150 yards from their stand,
Hmm.
and him lay there. Wind's perfect, access is perfect, everything's perfect. But in my head, I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? He knows. No, he's just being a deer. And we get in there, we hunt him,
Just an
we get
animal,
out,
man.
we get
Yep.
in safe, we got out safe, and then he shows up right there. He just don't stand up till after dark sometimes. But you think about it as it gets cooler, they lose their summer coats, they change their patterns, everything's always changing in the whitetails world, just like us, which changes it up. And the state of Kansas is not dumb. Like a lot of people think,
No,
I go hunt this deer on September 13th, boy. He's
no,
gonna be
dude.
just
The
standing up.
state,
He'll
the
stand
state
up at six
knows.
o'clock. He'll walk by that fence post at 7:12. He'll step in on. He'll eat that bean plant at about 7:27, and then I'm gonna shoot him there on that 700-pound corn right there.
You're right.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Is I don't like I corn everything. I corn it good for pictures.
Right.
That's it.
Absolutely. And dude,
These big these
honestly,
big deer do not walk to a corn pile in broad
if
daylight every
people
single day and go. They
if
seen
hunters
Uncle
if hunters
John.
want
They
to kill
seen
a deer
Uncle
on a corn
John die
pile,
like
I'm
that.
good with it.
Uncle Bob, Uncle Brim. They seen them all die just like that. Growing up, he walked to the corn pile. Guess what? He got blows slapped down in there when he's a buck. And
Absolutely.
I mean they just don't.
Right. Right.
It's not
But I
realistic.
can't do
And
it,
even
dude.
if they do, that's overthinking for a deer. You overthink a deer a lot. But
Right.
that's what makes it fun
Well,
because
it's
you,
easy
you,
to do
you
at that
you
time
play
of
your
year
mind
too.
games with yourself because you think he's like this intelligent being. He knows. No, he's
Yeah.
just being a deer.
Just being a deer, man.
He's
And when
literally
they
lives
when
in the
they
middle of nothing.
as soon as that velvet starts getting ready to come off, everything's changing by the hour, by the
By
minute, second.
testosterone
I
is
mean,
going like
whatever.
this. Velvet's coming
The
off.
state
Their
of
mind
Kansas, the way
changes. Everything
this
changes.
the state of Kansas, the way they bring that early muzzleloader season in when we open up, they're not stupid, man. They know that is the time that when that velvet starts coming off.
And for the people who
You
hunt at
could,
home and
dude. You
they sit
could
there and talk about,
if they hold, you could kill an absolute freaking giant that time of year that you have patterned. Me personally, I don't want to kill a deer on a corn pile I've been feeding all summer when it's 115 degrees out.
no.
That's me, dude. Other people want to do that? Hell yes. Just
Yeah, and
hunt,
that's
man. I
fine.
don't
That's
care how people
100%
hunt.
fine.
You know what I mean? There's personal. I don't want to do that. I want to call
My
deer.
thing,
I want to rattle deer to freaking bounce off my ladder stand.
yeah,
That's
these
me. That's me. Maybe
are,
people don't agree with that. That's fine. But as long as we're all hunting and we're all in it for the same reason, just for the love of the outdoors, that's all that should matter. You know what I mean?
exactly. Like, dude, killing a
But
mature good deer
we all get on each other for the way we hunt, and it's stupid.
is straight. It's straight. It's just mind
Facebook. It's
blowing.
fucking Facebook, dude.
Dude, it is. It really is. It's
It's
social
so
media has
it's
blowed it
social
out.
media is what it is. I'm not gonna say
You
Facebook.
know,
It's social media.
now if it's truly like some old codgers that just they genuinely love and they're good with. So here's the problem. Here's the only one I run into. So I'm good with, and I'm perfectly fine. You know this for a fact. I'm great with. I want to kill 180 plus inch deer, and that's a goal. Okay, 100%. I'm on board with you 1 billion%. But don't you be mad when you go home with a tag in your pocket.
Right? No. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the difference. Like they want to shoot a 180 inch
That's the
deer.
decision you're trying to make.
If you
Stick to it.
expect to come on a hunt for 5 or 6 days and kill a 180-inch deer, you're not living in the real world. Like, if it happens, that's incredible. But to think I can control a deer that survived long enough
That's
that has
insane.
a set of horns like that. So you got to think about these things too. He survives natural causes. He survives drought. He survives poachers. Because I promise you, poachers are pretty good at what they do. They
Yeah,
know where these big son of guns are.
damn good at it.
All they do is
You
ride
know,
around at night when these deer are most active, and they see these deer, and then they'll ride around that son of a gun until they get him killed. They'll do it.
it's
You know,
disgusting.
it is disgusting. Like, blows my mind. Like, what do you get out of throwing a rifle out a window at night,
We're
putting a
gonna
light on
have
deer, and
one
killing
of
them?
our one of our early,
So
you know.
here, and another
Listen.
thing. So they like these dudes that'll sit there. Like, I just can't get it. Like, what do you get out of that? What did you do to deserve that deer and earn that deer? You owe that deer that has that. Dude, they are nothing but so much respect. They
Right.
are nothing but that much, dude. The only way to do it is the right way. Like, so if you go out there and you sit there, man, think if we was like that, how many freaking 200-inch deer a year could I shoot out of one of my blinds
Oh
or
my
my
god.
shooting house or my ladder stand if I went in there with a flashlight?
Or
Just
dude,
after it.
let's sit in the stand for an hour after dark
Yeah. And I'll shine my light.
with a thermal scope on a crossbow, or I mean, because I know people do that shit too. It's disgusting. Everybody in the world could do that.
Don't understand. Yeah, anybody could
There's
do it.
nothing, dude.
So
You
what do
didn't
you
do
gain?
shit. You didn't do
What do you
shit.
gain? What do you
Right.
gain? You gain nothing.
You
Anyway, so
didn't do
that's all
shit.
you poaching son of a guns out
No.
there.
Yeah. I have nothing for those dudes. We're gonna have a guest on that. They own a high fence in Kansas, right? I mean, up by where you are. Like, dude, I'm not a big high fan. I don't hunt high fence. I went in there and filmed the dude. I was like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? It was deer that are born and raised in there. It doesn't even matter, whatever. Um, they're a phenomenal family. Just some of the best people I ever met in my life. They have people that are locals that are driving around fucking killing deer through the fence and just shooting them, just
But they
shoot them.
got videos
Screw,
of these
screw them
jokers out off the road shooting their brooder bucks beside their house. They got bullet holes in their
beside their
car.
house
Just
where their kids are freaking sleeping. But I talked to Nick yesterday, and they're all about coming on
good,
and
man. I
talking about
love
what's
them
happening
jokers,
to
man. You
them. You know
talk
what I
about
mean? It's
just the
just
best,
like, dude,
best
I don't
human
care high
beings.
fence, low fence. People talk all this shit. That's all social media stuff too. You know what I mean? It's just
You got to do what you
these
got to do.
people
What
love deer just like we love deer,
actually, I
and
mean, maybe even more. They
they
literally
love
wake
breeding
up,
deer and
feed them.
raising deer.
I mean, that's what I
Like,
do. But
fucking do it,
when I go over, I'm in heaven. I'm like, can I come help you?
right?
You know, he's
Like,
like,
this is
yeah. I
awesome.
mean, anytime you want to. But then
Yeah,
these jokers are like, well, when you're over here corning or working, it gets late at night. They just swing in here and stay. You ain't got to be tired driving back because the state of Kansas is the way to be extremely successful. Like, you can have a 20,000 acre tract, 20,000 acres continuous. Okay, yes, you can manage deer on that. All right. How many? How many 6+ year old deer are you going to have on that? Maybe 5 or 6.
that's fair. Yeah.
So the way I run mine, I got tracks that are 160 acres, which is, well, I mean, that's a pretty good bit in a lot of places, but here that ain't a lot.
No, that
But
could
if
be
you
a
got the right
backyard.
here,
That could be
the
a
right
backyard.
320 here, the right 640 here, the right, and I'm spread out. I mean, I am. Everything, if you take off from my lodge, I got a couple farms within 20, 30 minutes, but most of the things are going to be 40, 45 minutes in all directions, north, south, east, west. But I have about 40 farms spread out sporadically where we're hunting different deer groups, but
My farm's like 4 minutes, so it's
yeah,
kind of
I know. Yeah,
I like
We're all spoiled like that. Um,
that.
but that's for one guy,
Right, absolutely.
you know.
And you
And when you're
can't
thinking about
when
running,
you're outfitting, you don't want to keep hammering the same
oh
deer
no, you
herd
want to have a
over and
guy
over and
that
over.
stands all year long.
Right.
Each stand you got,
You can't do that shit.
I got 160
You
stands.
know?
I need to have 160 people a week. and I can have them all in that stand every
Yeah.
single day. Somebody in
Ass
there,
in the
and
seat.
we'll
Ass in the
kill them.
seat.
We'll
Yep.
kill them. And you know what? You do kill some good deer like that. But what you're not saying
If
is
that if that's what you want to do.
you
You
shoot
know?
three great deer. That's what you see. But then you have 156, 57 that didn't have a really good hunt.
Right. Right.
And I'm not saying
I know.
it's going to be ridiculous, crazy, this, that, and other. But I can say that you're not hunting overpressure farms. You're going to see deer, and if you give me the chance, you're probably going to kill a deer.
Right.
I mean, and what's
You're
cool about that, dude, and I take a lot of pride in it. A lot of dudes hunt their tails off and this, and they kill. You kill you one or two. Whatever your state allows, or how many states you can make it to. Shoot two, three, four good mature deer a year, and that's awesome.
right.
I'm lucky if I shoot one
Yeah.
myself,
Right.
but I can pride myself on guiding in that. Like I take pride in it because I feel like I'm very competitive, and if I can shoot 20 mature bucks in a single season myself, but not shooting them because other people can other people can
Pretty
shoot them and
damn
put their
good.
tags on them.
Right.
I take a lot of pride in that. Like that's saying something.
And you shouldn't. That's why you should do it. That's why you should get into guiding, outfitting, anything is for that exact reason. So I mean, some people
If
do
you
it
do it
different.
for if you do
That's
it for
fine.
straight monetary reasons, or you might have one or two, three good years, four good years, maybe, and that's if you're jumping around. But then people were like, "Man, this dude showed up, shot all my deers, and then left and went San Rosettes." Well, that goes around, and I want the farms that I can keep for the rest of my life.
Right.
I want the farms. I want farms that my little boy one day, God, please let him love it like me, can go in and run these same
I could
farms
I
and
could I
do.
could promise you one thing of being a father, like just let him figure it out for himself.
Oh, I will.
Steer him a
Shoot.
little bit. You already named him Archer.
I already know it.
I named my son Hunter. They kind of got that in them already, so just
And what I do love,
don't beat him down too much, man. When he gets
my
involved,
wife sent me a picture the other day.
let him want it.
Uh, she sent me a
Biggest
picture the
advice
other
I
day.
could give
She had
Hunter.
my one of my other bows in the car with her. They was going somewhere. That boy was like smiling, big as he could be, just staring at my bow. I was like, I got this. He gonna do it. He gonna love it. I fired up. If he does, he does. If he don't, he
There's
don't.
gonna be some of these little freaking episodes or whatever we do. We'll talk about how proud I am of Blake from how far where he was
We
to
gonna talk
where
about all that.
no, just a little bit to where you've come now, and it's I love you, dude. It's
I
been
love you, bro.
awesome. It's been awesome to watch, and
Well,
I'm proud of you. So
I don't know what.
leave
I
that
could
that
talk. I could talk deers all day, every day.
yeah, I know.
So,
We're at 48 minutes. You know what I mean? Just
how
talking
long
about
do these
deer
things
shit.
last?
About now.
Okay.
But so here's the thing, right? We'll leave it at this. Like we're gonna do this once a week. I have we have awesome guests lined up. You know what I
We'll
mean? To
probably
talk about
pull
what
up
they
more
do in
specific
hunting and
points.
vast
Specific
variety,
points.
man. We'll have feather faggots and everything else. My freaking phone shut off.
I think we froze somehow.
You still here, Blake?
I froze.
There you are. You froze, dude.
Yeah, I froze. We're out.
You froze. That
We'll
damn.
probably get.
That's
We'll probably get to more
northern Kansas
specific.
bullshit. But
Yeah, we'll probably get to more specific points on other ones. But for this one, it was kind of like a broad
well,
informational.
so we
You
just
can
want
get
to
me
do
rambling, son. I'll just go on.
we want to do an episode one. You know what I mean? So people know who we are, what we're about, and then there's gonna be
Here we go. Now we're podcasters.
oh shit, I heard you this time.
Yeah, we're podcasters now. See, we're
Oh
figuring it
yeah,
out. I can hear you great.
but there's gonna be I can't with these things. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about. You fucked me up with those.
We're just going on a general what we're going to talk about. Like we just talked about
Yeah,
ourselves today. This, that, and other.
No,
We don't even take a
a little
plan
bit,
into
a little
this.
bit. But our hunting seasons and our past, and we'll get into that. But we have awesome guests that, I mean, like I said, top tier television hosts, country music stars, rock stars, dudes who love the fucking outdoors like we do, and that's what it's supposed to be about. We want
Not
to
me.
hear their stories, why they, how they got started. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about ourselves because we like ourselves,
I don't really
dude.
like myself. I love other people.
I can't fucking wait to talk about my season because I'm so freaking pumped about it. We're not gonna give it away, but I killed 3 fucking monsters, and I'm really, really excited about myself. And Blake was there for 2 out of 3. But the third one was I literally talked to him on my way to the stand, and then the second that arrow freaking went through that deer, first dude I called, and I told him. I remember telling you. I told Courtney, my love there. I told her. I told my brother-in-law. I guess I don't know. We're not married, but Whitney. I told you guys in December last year. I said I'm going to kill that damn deer next year
Yeah.
because he's. I mean, I knew he was 5. I knew he was going to be 6, and we'll get into that, but that was a special moment, and as they all are, man. I don't care
Hey,
if you kill
I
a
made a
doe.
point. Remember in
Don't, dude. I don't
2022?
care if you're like, I don't give a shit if I kill a spike today, and that's what you want to kill, dude. Whatever,
Yeah,
but
that's
just
fine.
don't be on Facebook saying you can only kill 170s. Don't
Correct.
care what you kill,
Hey,
but don't go talking that shit.
that was like
That's
me
where
on
I'm at.
shot this year. I told you in 2022. I'll shoot that deer in 2025.
That's 3 freaking years ago. Shit, I just heard Courtney come out. She might be coming to get me a white. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Hey, honey.
You're in
But dude,
trouble, son.
so it's fine. We're good. We got to go down to. I guess we got to go down to the casino, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. And my mom flies in from Florida tomorrow. Where you live half the year, you little snowbird motherfucker.
Oh yeah. It gets too
And
cold up there, boy.
For Christmas, this is Christmas is a week today.
I know.
But we will like I said, our plan is to release an episode hopefully on Friday of every week. So we'll get together a day next week, and we'll man, I want to freaking I want to get right to it and get a guest in here, and then we could.
We'll just start
It's
quizzing them.
cool with somebody else. You know what I mean? We
Let
just
me
can't.
ask you, how does this make you
Let me fucking
feel?
ask you a question.
How does this make you feel, boy? Listen here.
That video is gonna play, Blake, because I still have it on my phone,
Yeah.
and one of these days, one of these days, it's gonna go up. But see, it's priority, man. Just don't bring that shit around me. We're good. You know? Right. Same. I
Yeah, you
can't
got to
with you.
respect it. You got to respect it. You got to respect it.
I love you, dude.
I love you,
So,
brother, and I hope you have a good
so
night.
Blake's flying back to Florida tomorrow. I'm picking my
Yes,
mom
I
up.
can't wait. Well,
I
I'm gonna go
literally
home. First
Blake's
things I'm
flying
gonna
out.
do,
My mom's flying in at pretty much the same damn time.
I'm gonna tell
And
JC's mama hi, I love you, and then I'm gonna fly to Florida. I'm gonna hug my wife, kiss her, but then I'm gonna pick that little boy up. I'm gonna tell him I love him, kiss him, and then I'm gonna spank that lab just so he just knows I love him. My dog at home.
because he knows shed hunting season's coming up, so
Shed hunting
we'll
season's
have some
coming up.
shit on that too.
But just like
But
my daddy used to tell me, I whoop you because I love you, son. So I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna whoop him.
dude, one more shot for the road. This has been a goddamn interesting experience. Hopefully, I can edit this stuff. I've been producing television shows for over 20 years, and I've done a lot of music stuff. Combining all this shit together is a little weird. Um, Apparently, my Wi-Fi doesn't reach out to my fucking garage where I'm at, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah, you're
And
better than me. The only thing I ever produced was a child, and that was the best thing that ever happened to me. So
oh
I
yeah,
can
I've done a
imagine
few of them, buddy.
and children and music and podcasting. Oh man,
It's a damn nightmare, son. I'm
I'm
telling
telling
you.
you, I love you, brother.
I love you too, dude. Cheers.
That's water.
Talk to you in a few days, dude.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You got
See
to
you
take me to the
later.
airport, so I love you.
I love you too. Bye. See y'all.